to Dubai.
Shane Lannon from Roscommon is very much a 21st century emigrant. In the age of social media, the days of waiting outside pubs to be chosen for a shift by the foreman are long gone.
Near hand tackling, okay? You know what you're at. Near hand in. All you have to do is make them turn, dispossess them, or just stop the run, okay? You do that, you've done well. Go!
I was just finishing up my Masters in fire engineering in Belfast. Just when I was coming near the end of finishing my thesis, I got a random email through LinkedIn from a guy who's now my boss. Just asked me would I be interested in working in Dubai. At the time I was like, I'd hardly go over there. I didn't know much about it, and you have the views, you know, the different culture, different religion, and I didn't know what it'd be like in the Middle East. So anyway, I said I'd go for it, and I done my 2 interviews, and I got it, and with the support of everyone at home and everything, I said, sure, I'd give it a shot, and it'd be a new adventure. So I just shipped out on my own. First day at work, ran into another Irish lad, and he got the ball spinning. Within 2 weeks, I was living with 2 Irish girls on the Palm, as it happens, which is a nice spot to start off in. And then I got through them. I got involved in the GA, and just from there, I've been here since the last 15 months now.
I work in a school where I've brought, there's maybe 8 girls in our school this year and a boy that have started playing football with our club, and they've been here last year. They were here last year as well, and they didn't play football at all, and they experienced a completely different kind of Dubai than me and my other friends did, insofar as they didn't really meet that many Irish people other than the other people that they worked with. They felt that they were quite insular in their little group. Last year they were second guessing whether or not they'd even stay for a second year, whereas now they're like, without a doubt, that they're going to stay for a 3rd year, even a 4th year, you know. It really makes them feel at home. It's good.
Football, hurling, camogie, girls teams, A teams, B teams, the Dubai Celts are the epitome of the new face of GAA overseas. Yet less than 20 years ago, there was no Gaelic sports in Dubai at all.
My wife, she was my fiancée at the time, she was out on a holiday, came out with her parents on a holiday, and she came back telling me great stories. Lovely place, very romantic, very, you know, very serene place, and of course it wasn't as big then. I was kind of coming to the end of my competitive football career, so to speak, and I'd never left, apart from the odd holiday. I'd never really left because of the Gaelic football. Our goal was to come out, we'd stay for a month, and if we got a job, we'd stay. If we didn't, we just had a good holiday and went back home and continued. But well, thank God, everything worked out for us.
By the mid-90s, Dubai had a fledgling Irish community, so inevitably it wasn't long before it got its first football team.
In 1995, my wife was a member of the Irish Society at the time. She was secretary. She got an invitation to try and put a team together for the Bahrain tournament. And I got the challenge. And I thought it'd be nice if I can get a few like-minded Irish guys to travel over. I was struggling to get a team because there wasn't very many Irish that I knew of a playable age. Only ones I knew were older and couldn't play. So eventually we got a team together and brought it to Bahrain. And that was the first, actually, Dubai Celts team.
Unlike emigrants of previous generations, many of the Irish who are moving to Dubai now are doing so out of choice, not necessity.
My perception of here was that there wasn't many Irish people here, and then I landed and discovered that I couldn't have been more wrong. We're currently at, I think it's approximately 8,000 on last count from the embassy of Irish people in Dubai. It's a very attractive place to come over to, but at the same time, unless you have somebody here already, it's not even something that entered your head. I never personally had thought about moving to Dubai. It never was a place I thought I would go to. And then year on year, more people are, be it through magic of social media, seeing the fantastic time that we're all having over here. Their perceptions are changed of the country, and then they move over. We have stuff to do. It's not that you can't drink, you can't go out, you can do all the things you do at home, but you can do it all in the sunshine. You can make a bit of money and you don't have to pay any tax.
You have to be conscious that you're in a Muslim country. You can easily forget here that maybe Dubai is a kind of an extension of you know, the European kind of holiday scene like Spain or Greece, but it's not. You know, guys come out of a pub at night and they're maybe pushing each other around, doing a bit of horseplay. That's not acceptable there. So what happens there, you just get arrested, you get locked up overnight, you go to court next morning, you get fined and you get out. But you get fined maybe up to €1,000 or €2,000, anything like that, you know. Going for a pee behind a tree or something like that, not acceptable behaviour at all. You know, kissing a bird out in public, that's not acceptable behaviour. But there's very little here you can do. I mean, the pros far outweigh the cons here, you know.
There's been a huge influx of people, not only from Ireland but all over the world. This is probably not their first port of call. They've been in New York, they've been in the UK, they've been around Europe, they've been in weird and wonderful places. And I think it just shows that the Irish are travelling, and that the Irish that do travel have a lot more. They're global citizens. They understand in the world, and that's what really helps the Irish here, because they understand different cultures in different parts of the world, and they can adapt easily.
It's big kind of village, wasn't it?
Yeah, it was wild. Yeah.
Not unlike hundreds, if not thousands of couples throughout Ireland, Paddy Darcy and Louise Casey met at the local GAA club. What makes their story different is that their local GAA club plays its matches in the desert.
When I finished university in UCD, I basically didn't know what I wanted to do, and my friend came up with this idea that we'd go teaching in a foreign country that I'd never even heard of, and that took me to Dubai. I literally just read about it and got all these horror stories about it, and saying that all women had to dress conservatively, couldn't show your shoulders, you couldn't do this. So that was quite shocking, but I still wanted to see what it was about. Over the years, as I've lived here, I don't really see it anymore, but initially, yes, people would judge you before perhaps knowing you, and as a female especially, they would judge you straight away. So it's difficult at the beginning, but you kind of just get used to it and fall into the way that you're perhaps meant to be in this type of region.
So now, brunch.
Yes.
I came to Dubai initially on a 9-month teaching contract. I was working in investment funds in Dublin and just fancied a break. The people I was living with mentioned Dubai, and I said, yeah, why not? So I came out for 9 months, and almost 9 years later, I'm still here. So it's been a long journey, but it's been a good one. I did come over with an idea of kind of staying away from the Irish thing, trying to get ingrained with local culture, but I dove straight into the GAA, to be honest. It was great. It's a great network, though. It's a great way to make connections, to make friends, and then later on to influence your career.
Dubai is often seen as a place where you sample the life, make some money and move on. That's becoming an increasing pattern wherever this generation have gathered overseas. But there's one destination on the emigrants' radar in recent years that's looking to buck the trend. Christchurch is on the verge of a construction industry gold rush, and when emigrants move in, the city is looking to keep them for the long term.
Premier League this Saturday only.